Last week was Black Friday, Monday was Cyber Monday. That means it's time for a holiday haul. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comments section. Let me know, did you get anything great for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Did you find some great sale that you just had to pick up? Let me know what happened on your shopping adventure this past weekend. My shopping adventure took place over several days because of, well, obviously the year 2020 and certain health reasons. The stores started their Black Friday sales like a week early, so I went out and checked them out. And in fact, I didn't go out on Friday. I went out on Saturday to do some Black Friday shopping. More importantly, Saturday was my birthday. So I picked up a variety of things throughout the different days of all of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. And let's get started. First up, we've got A Star is Born. This is one of my favorite movies from, I guess now 2 years ago. And it's one that it's not necessarily the most rewatchable movie, so I wasn't in a rush to go out and buy it as soon as it was available on Blu-ray, but I knew I wanted to own it when the price was right. And this Black Friday, the price was right, so I picked that one up. Along those same lines, actually, Dr. Sleep, another movie that I thoroughly enjoyed from about a year ago. And I actually like this movie more than The Shining.
No way!
I've said it many times before. The Shining is not Kubrick or not wired for the way that my brain works. Dr. Sleep is wired for the way my brain works. So I've been meaning to rewatch it, maybe even convince my wife to watch it. I don't know if I'll be able to, considering how certain people treat kids in the movie. I don't know if she'll be on board for this one, but I want to rewatch it. I haven't seen the extended cut yet, so I'm pretty excited to check out that extended cut, and Black Friday made that possible. Another one of my favorites from last year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, another one that I thoroughly enjoyed, but don't own yet, and I need to rewatch it because coming up December 31st, 4 weeks from now, doing a 31 on 31 with the Autopsy stream, top three directors, or the big three directors, Nolan, David Fincher, and Quentin Tarantino's movies all ranked together.
Cowabunga.
31 movies, because we're doing Kill Bill as one movie on December 31st. That's coming. So I need to rewatch this one because I only saw it in the theater. So I always love to make sure that I always like to make sure that my brain is fresh on some of these movies, update my takes to make sure that it's not just newness bias with my original take. So be rewatching that one in the near future. Speaking of some of my favorite movies, Dolittle was not one of my favorite movies. I didn't enjoy this one all this much, but I took my daughter to go see it. She loves animals. She loves animal movies. So she had a good time with it. And my other daughter loves animal movies, and my son will probably enjoy it too. So, and my wife hasn't seen it. I don't think she'll like it very much, but we'll see what happens. So, saw it on sale, thought, okay, we've been meaning to watch this one all year, so I should probably pick it up. Next up, they actually just announced that a sequel to this one is coming, the fourth film in the Mike Banning saga, as I guess it is now. Angel Has Fallen. If you don't know, I actually got to interview the director of this movie, Rick Romanois, when the film came out. So this one has a pretty special place in my heart because it's the first time I ever interviewed a director. It's the first time I ever got kind of one of these interview deals was for this movie. The movie itself, I like these throwback action movies with practical stunts. It's one of the big things I talked about with the director of the movie. It's, basically The Fugitive, except with Mike Banning in this universe of Fallen movies. But I like this franchise. I like the character and I like the template. Not groundbreaking whatsoever, but as a fan of the genre, I actually did enjoy it, and I am excited for a fourth one just because it's my type of cheap thrills. I guess you could say it's a Taco Bell franchise for me that I get why other people don't like it, but I find it delicious. Next up, we've got Big Trouble in Little China, the John Carpenter cult classic that I haven't watched in far too long. So I've been meaning and needing to rewatch this movie for a long time. And then of all the movies to be on Black Friday sale, there it was. And so I was like, oh, absolutely. Grab that one right off the shelf to check it out. And I start to wonder, like, is my son old enough to watch this one, to check it out? Would he appreciate it? Is he too young? I don't know, but I'm certainly thinking about it. Then we have Napoleon Dynamite, of course, the cult classic from a little over 15 years ago. Such a weird, quirky comedy, so quotable in so many different ways. And one that there's definitely scenes and elements in it that I think my kids are getting close to being of that age where they can appreciate just how weird this film is. And so another one where I was like, hey, I don't have that on Blu-ray. I need to check that one out. And my DVD copy's all kinds of jacked up. So I needed a fresh copy of it. And I have kids now of age to appreciate it. That's actually not something. Well, actually, no, it was. This is a digital Black Friday one that I picked up. Hook. John Flickinger actually just happened to make a post about rewatching it and it being on sale on Amazon. And she's like, hey, if you wanted to buy this movie, both the Blu-ray and 4K are best price you'll find it. So I decided to... My camera keeps locking onto the faces on these, and so I go out of focus, or at least maybe I go out of focus. I don't know if I do or not. But he mentioned it, so I checked out his link and went, I should probably check that or buy that one because I don't think I have Hook on Blu-ray. And it's another one to where my kids can have fun with that adventure, and so I can introduce it. That's a recurring theme now. I didn't even realize that as I was purchasing them as much since it was kind of spread out over a couple of days and the internet with this one. But another one I can introduce my kids to. I dropped this next one, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This is one that wasn't really on my radar. I wasn't paying too much attention to these DC animated movies. I mean, I check them out when they come out, but I don't follow along with the continuity. And so this one came out, and I heard kind of some good buzz about it, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll just check it out. And this is one of my favorite movies of the bunch, and it made me like, oh, okay, this like ties it all together. So I actually went back, watched all the movies, did a ranking of this whole continuity because I watched this movie. And I think I ended up renting it 2 different times for like $6 or something like that because of the way the pricing is with these deals. And then I was able to buy it for like $5. The way the universe works sometime, but that's one of my favorites of this continuity. It's like a super dark endgame type story about the heroes failing and people dying and the world being post-apocalyptic, super duper dark, bloody, gory, violent. It's amazing. And then we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We have had this one on DVD, but we didn't have it on Blu-ray. My youngest daughter, the 2-year-old, has been obsessed with the Grinch movie from, 2 years ago. And watches it almost every day and has been for the last couple of weeks. So if possible, I'm going to try and watch this one, the Illumination one, the Jim Carrey one, and do a ranking in 2 or 3 weeks. So that might happen. It's not a guarantee, but it is on my mind to try and make it happen. And I don't know, it seems likely enough that I should be able to do that. Of just the movies, the final one on here is Iron Mask. I don't even know if this one was on a terribly large sale, but my wife saw it and the price wasn't wrong. It was close enough to being right that she went, wait a minute, there's a movie with Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger and they look like that? Why haven't you told me about this movie? I'm like, well, because they look like that. I don't know how good this one's going to turn out. But she's like, we've got to watch this one. And actually, the way the universe played out, I shot my November ranking video early just because the Thanksgiving and then my birthday kind of made for a weird week for me to try and get everything done. So because of all of that, I'd already done my ranking, and had I simply waited a little bit longer, if the universe had played out a little bit different, this one could have been included and I could have watched it because I bought this on the 28th. There was still time, but unfortunately I filmed it early, so that couldn't happen. So I still need to watch this one. I don't have an opinion on it yet, but I'm so curious as to what to do with a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger looks like that. My brain must be fried because I'm losing a little bit. Finally, I picked up a couple of different games that were on sale. One of them is an older game, but the Lego The Incredibles. My kids love the Lego games. We play them all the time. We own a ton of them, but we don't own this one. They, of course, also love Pixar movies and The Incredibles. So this is one that's been on our mind for a little bit to try and find it when the price was right. And that was on Saturday when we are at Best Buy and the price was dramatically dropped. So I decided, wait, I'm going to put it under the Christmas tree. So this is going to be a present. So don't let the kids see this video. Don't tell them about the secret little present that's coming. But I did pick that one up on Black Friday for them. Final one on here. This is actually a game from just a couple months back. But G.I. Joe Blackout. Yo, Joe! So I'd heard from people that this is not a great game. So it's entirely for people looking for the nostalgia. I grew up on G.I. Joe, so the nostalgia had me interested, but even though its retail original price was only $40, like, I heard it wasn't a great game, so I wasn't gonna pay that, but I'd be willing, if it was discounted, to go for the nostalgia play. Especially in November, I was feeling very nostalgic with my birthday coming up. And on my birthday, I was especially nostalgic. So when this one was on Black Friday sale for like 40% off or something like that, I was like, I'm absolutely on board to go with the nostalgia play. And it's a game where you shoot people with lasers that my wife won't get mad at me about for playing with my son. So for the last 4 days, we've been playing through a mission and doing some deathmatch stuff, and he's been destroying me. I don't know if that's just because he's playing as Cobra Commander, and Cobra Commander's just way overpowered, or if it's because he's just a lot better than me. But he's been destroying me at this game. No matter who I play as, he wins. He always plays as Cobra Commander, and I think it's Cobra Commander's gun or something like that. He's just way too overpowered. Going back to the fact that it's not a great game. I've had fun with it. I'm not super picky with some of these deals. I totally get why this is not a classic iconic game. Even the cutscenes are like, they're comics with voiceover, and even they kind of feel disappointing. But you are playing as G.I. Joe characters, the characters I grew up with. And so it's something that I can like try and introduce my son to the stuff that I grew up with, trying to show him the old cartoons on YouTube and stuff. He's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But video games, however, if he actually gets involved, he cares about it a lot more. So it's my trick to sneak him into my childhood and for me to reclaim my youth as I approach my midlife crisis. This is kind of, time for me to start my midlife crisis. What better way than with G.I. Joe Blackout? It's actually going to be a second one of these haul videos because I got a bunch of stuff for Black Friday, but I also bought a bunch of stuff independent of that for just the month of November, as a bunch of toys and stuff like that. So there's 2 of these videos. You can check out the other one right over there. I continue my midlife crisis severely in that video. So have fun with that one, and keep talking movies too much.